So hi friends, good morning. Ben back again with another video. This time it's going to be about my windshield extender. This has been a big question that many have asked me. Many have asked me, what is it that I run on top of my stock windshield and why do I have it there? So this video I think is going to be answering a lot of questions that many of you have already asked and many of you would have. I am at 5 foot 10 and a half. It's strictly ergonomics. It's got nothing to do with this accessory being a must on all the bikes. It totally depends on what height do you stand at. Anyone who's above 5 feet 8 and more can benefit from this if and only if you ride and you have the air hitting right on your nose, on your eyes or your forehead. So the whole idea, the technical terminology behind what this is and how it helps is it reduces buffeting in the helmet. If you are riding along and let's just say you have your windshield here like that. That's how it's going to be on the stock Himalayan, and if air hits you like that, somewhere around here, you seriously need to be considering a windshield extender. What I have with me here is a CNC cut aluminium contraption. It has all sorts of adjustments. You can move this front and back if you if you loosen this nut. Of course, I've assembled this, and it's done about 15 to 20,000 kilometers on my motorcycle, and I'm pretty satisfied with the way it has worked so far and performed. And this has just done wonders for me on long trips. I rarely feel any kind of fatigue after a long drive, but the catch is, if you use this in the city, even in the lowest position, it's definitely going to be making things a little too warm inside your helmet, and you're not going to be liking it. So keep that in mind. This is definitely a no for, it's a clear no for city commute, and a straight yes for long distance, especially highway touring. So if you do a lot of highway touring, then kindly buy this today and install it. And you should also be under that 5 foot 8 inches to 6 foot 2 inch bracket to be able to benefit from this. There's a friend of mine who ran this on his motorcycle, and he was 6'4", and this didn't really help even at the highest position. Well, that's the whole of it. It's a simple contraption. It comes like this, straight from your polythene bag, which comes out of China. And there are big manufacturers like Jivi or Givi. These guys make the same thing, and that costs about 10 times more than what you buy from Amazon and Chinese markets. So it's definitely a replica. I would not want to call it a knockoff, is because this is real good quality stuff, and I don't think that GB would make something which is better. They might have a better acrylic sheet, but I definitely don't think that there's any which ways that this can be made any better. This is a solid piece of engineering and work, and I paid around 1,400 Indian rupees to get this, and more than happy. So I'll just run you through the installation. How you go about it is you kind of fix this. This whole thing is jammed up after a really long time of not being serviced and overlooked. So I do not want to mess around with this. So this lever works like this. When you open it, there's a lot of movement. You can move it up and down, and you can also adjust the angle forwards and backwards. But when you close it in place, then there's a kind of a tension that it creates. Like when you push this lever in place, then this is held pretty tightly, and definitely no movement there. Some things that you have to keep in mind is this comes with two rubber inserts that go inside here. It comes with two metal plates or metal bits that go inside here. And so the fitment is pretty straightforward. It's not the biggest deal. So what you do is you have something like that there. You shove it in like this. And that's good to go. So now for the fitment of the plastic shield, what you do is you take your I have something like a 3-bond gasket maker with me. I take a bit of it and I start shoving my bolt in. Oh, sorry, before that you need your steel backing plate here on top, and then you can start shoving your bolt in. So that's all to it. Now, what can be the torque settings? You can tighten as long as you don't hear a crack. Be as gentle as you can. Always use some kind of a thread lock and you will be good to go. So, well, when that solidifies, that's going to be a strong fit. You need not be worried about it, and you can leave it at that. Well, this is the whole thing. This is the whole thing. This is how it looks, and this sits on top of the bike. And I'll show to you in a minute. I'll demonstrate it by fixing it on the bike and show to you in a minute how this works. And these are the screws that are going to be helping me mount this system on to my windshield, stock windshield. If you can see, I've just taken this and shoved it into the windshield and have kind of found the exact center of it. Yeah, right about there is the center. And the next step would be to kind of fix these bolts. Shove this in so that you have enough tension between the steel plate here and the windshield. So that being said, one tiny little thing that you have to keep in mind here is if you make it too loose of a fitment, then just about anyone will be able to pull this out and be on their way with it. Rather, what you can do is when you try and put this in, you can use a bit of a thread lock, and that ought to do it for you. So what I have with me is a blue thread lock from Bond, and just a little bit on the threads will make it a solid fit, and you will not be able to pull this out that easily. And you can run your multi-purpose tool around this until a point where it seats. Okay, so there you go. That's the wind deflector fitted onto the bike, and that's how it looks. It's kind of in the lowest position now, and that's how it looks from the side. Now, as far as the weight of the whole thing is concerned, how much of weight does this add to your stock windshield? That's a good question. This is quite heavy, so when you do this, you can see the whole thing kind of rattles and vibrates, but that is just a visual thing. It happens throughout the ride. You can only see that not happening on smooth paved roads, but other than that, if you go on any kind of terrain, this whole thing is going to be vibrating the whole time. So it's just a visual thing. This has been on my windshield for about this is a new windshield. I had another before this which also had a windshield extender. This has been on this particular windshield for about 10,000 kilometers now. Absolutely nothing. This doesn't affect the weight here, and so my windshield is not cracking right about there. It's super good, super healthy, and I don't have to be worried about anything. So that's what you get to see. The stock windshield was at this level. It was somewhere around my chin or slightly below my chin, and so wind would just cut in and hit me right on the eye. But now that I've managed to gain another 2 inches, what happens is that the wind it kind of just hits my peak, the helmet's peak, or somewhere around here, and as you can see, there are two vents right above my helmet. So the air that hits the helmet goes right in and kind of keeps my head cool. So the whole idea behind having something like this is to aid airflow. You know, it should be going above your helmet and it should not be hitting right on your eye. So that's that. I shall see you guys in the next video with something even more exciting and interesting. It's a simple, easy fix. It's to a big problem, and it's pretty cheap also. 1,400 rupees on Amazon.in or any Chinese website, and this is delivered to your doorstep. Solves a big problem. You can cruise on your motorcycle for long distances without any worries. So see you guys. Hope to see you guys in the next episode with something more exciting and interesting. Kindly hit the like button and click on the notification bell icon so that you're reminded of my future vlogs. Signing off for now. See you. Tata.